My name is Andy Casey, and you're listening to Danny C Talking Sports. How's it going, guys? Let's talk about my Knicks. Let's talk about my Knicks, baby. My New York Knicks. Oh, man. Oh, man. Out of the first round, man. God damn. I could actually say that. I could actually say that. We beat the Cleveland Cavaliers in 5 games. 5 games. We did that. We did that shit. Knicks in five, man. Knicks in five. We are here. We are here, and we are here to stay. Last time we got out of the first round was 10 years. 10 years, man. It's 2013. That was a good team. That was a good team. But honestly, I was gonna say we're just as good. That team was actually better in terms of record wise. But I really believe in our team, man. We beat the Cleveland Cavaliers, a good basketball team. They were the best defense in the entire league this season, and we destroyed them. Well, I won't say destroyed, but we kicked their ass, man, in 5 games. We did that shit. We shut down Donovan Mitchell. Josh Hart was huge for us. And it was just an entire total team effort. And I just got to give props to, honestly, Thibodeau for coaching the hell out of this team and out coaching Bickerstaff, coach for the Cleveland Cavaliers. And I'm really proud of this team, man. We we overcome all the odds that people put onto us, like thinking that first of all, going into the season, nobody, even including myself, expected our team to even be a playoff team, let alone get past 35 wins. And yet we were able to get 47 wins. We finished the regular season 47-35, almost 50 wins. And I honestly think we could have got 50 wins, but there was a couple games like the Dallas game back in December where Luka just went crazy at the end of the fourth quarter to will his team to be able to win the game. I think did we lose in overtime? Believe I think it was actually that on the game we lost at the end of the fourth quarter. But it's fine. It's all good. We've overcome losses like those, and we did our thing. And we did our thing against the Cavs. And I'm very proud of this team. Jalen Brunson, our leader, the point guard the Knicks have been needing for years now. For years now, man. We haven't had a good point guard, a good solid point guard, since, like, if you want to count Raymond Fountain, so be it. So be it. And he had like a good 2 or 3 years for us. So I guess even then you would count Stephen Marbury. It's just that was it though. The last 20 years, we have had many great point guards. I mean, Alfred Payton was our point guard 2 years ago. That when went to the playoffs, and now we have Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson, just he's just I can't even put. I don't even know how to put it, man. He's just great. 24-6. We got a good one, man, and we can't let that guy. Honestly, he's on the contract for the next 3-4 years. So we got him, man. He's underpaid. He's underpaid. And I just know once his contract's up, and if he continues to keep doing what he's doing by the end of his contract, I don't even know what his contract's going to be by then. But just what a steal. What a steal in free agency that was. And that was yeah, that was in free I thought it was a trade. Speaking of trades, Josh Hart. That was the steal for the trade. That was the steal of the trade deadline. What I mean, Josh Hart, man, Josh Hart. What he does, it's just the little things, because he doesn't have to score 20, 30 points for him to be effective. It's like he gets his 10 to 14 points, but it's the rebounds, it's his defense. All these things matter, and what he was able to bring for our team this year, even in this playoffs, man, You can't ask for any more than what you got from a guy like Josh Hart. And yeah, man, let's get into it though. Let's talk about Jalen Brunson though first. Like I know we already talked about him a little bit. I'm gonna get into him a little bit more though, because Jalen Brunson, he was our leader in this playoffs and this entire season. And I got to give him credit where credit is due. What he was able to do to dominate the Cavs the way he did was just like you can't ask for any more than what he did. He put up, I think, about the same for the regular season. I think he averaged like 24 and 5. It's pretty good. I mean, that's literally what his season averaged. That was his what he averaged in the regular season. So essentially, they're like assist shy of what he did. He just destroyed them, and they were double teaming him. They were doing all that they could. Putting Isaac Okoro on him, their best defender. Nothing was stopping Brunson from being able to do what he was doing, breaking down the defense, passing it to an open guy. Just he destroyed their defense. There's times where he'll be posting up a guy like Garland, who was guarding him for I would say majority of the series, and he'll do like a little spin, and then he'll do like a fadeaway or a pump fake, going into like a floater type shot. It's just like the guy's remarkable. With the way he's able to like his ball handling is elite, elite. I think that goes underrated. I don't think we talk about that enough. And he's just a great player, man. And honestly, he should have been an all star. So be it. I just know the years to come, he's getting his due, and he's going to become an all star. He's proven that in the playoffs once again for my New York Knicks. And I gotta give him that credit. I gotta give him that credit. He's great, man. He's great, and you can't ask for any more than I keep saying that, but it's true. He is the exact guy that we've been asking for years now, and we got him, and he's here to stay. He's here to stay. I want to get into Mitchell Robinson. His rebounding, especially in the last game for us, just 18 rebounds, 11 of them being offensive, and it's the key things that mattered, like his rebounding, his defense. Jared Allen, Evan Mobley stood no chance in the paint with Mitchell Robinson. Everything was just a rebound for Mitchell. That was he was grabbing them every single time, and they just couldn't. His physicality was just too much for them. They couldn't. Jared Allen's not strong enough to stay with Mitch. Even Hardenstein off the bench, Isaiah Hardenstein, he was huge for us. His rebounding was great. I just I was really impressed with it. Like I said, it was a total team effort. Even Josh Hart getting in on the boards, getting a key offensive rebounds, especially down the stretch. In Game 3, I think it was Game 3 or Game 4. I think it was it was Game 4. It was Game 4. Grabbed the offensive rebound, kicked it out to Jalen Brunson. And that was like the dagger 3 pointer where he was doing his um, that's not the right. You know what he was doing, like his signature celebration. And he even said there's an audio clip where Josh Hart was speaking to Mitchell Robinson. I think it was probably after that play. I'm not sure exactly, but he was like saying, "You get regular rebounds, I get rebounds that break teams." And a play like that broke the team right there. But Mitchell Robinson, I have to say, I think in general with his rebounding, he broke this team. They had no answer. Bickerstaff had no answer for stopping Mitch Robinson on the glass. He was just too dominant. And this is what we needed. This is what we missed 2 years ago in the playoffs against the Hawks. Because if Mitch Robinson was in the playoffs for us, I'm telling you, Capella wouldn't grab those offensive rebounds that he did for the Hawks, giving them those second chance points. Because this series was won by second chance points, by rebounds. Anytime whoever won the rebounding battle, even if it was the Cavs, each respective team won that game. Because the Cavs in Game 2, they beat us in the glass. but it was also, of course, Darius Garland doing what he was doing, dominating the game, especially in the second quarter. And so, they won. But we responded in game three. The energy of the crowd, it was just nothing like it. I went actually with my girlfriend, and it was just insane. The atmosphere was nothing like it. There was nothing like it. And I knew us fans were going to show up, and that we did. And that helped out tremendously for the Knicks because keep in mind, we weren't even shooting that great. But no, not neither team was from three, and just in general this in this series. But the crowds really helped. Even Cleveland's crowd was kind of helping. I say especially in game two, you know, they're a loud enough crowd, but nothing beats MSG. Nothing beats MSG, man. But yeah, I love what Mitchell Robinson was able to do for us with his rebounding. Just even the tip shots off the rebound, just getting the ball right back into the basket. Just it's beautiful. Um, let's talk about Josh Hart, man. The steal of the trade deadline. It's just it's like I said, it's the little things that he does for us that doesn't get spoken about enough. Unless you're watching the games, then you see it. Because again, he could get his 10 to 14 points, but sometimes within those 10 to 14 points, those are key baskets that he's hitting. Those are like baskets like whether we're down in the game or up and we need those like that three that he just made or that drive to the basket. Speaking of drive to the basket, when he gets a rebound, a defensive rebound, he's going coast to coast, man. And it's just like having a guy always trying to push it on the break. It's huge because I know Coach Thibodeau always wants to like get transition easy transition baskets whenever he can. And a guy like Josh Hart's always going to be able to do that for us. Always push it on the break and get easy baskets. And he goes coast to coast and just gets sometimes easier tough layups. And it's just like, man. But yeah, well, I want to get into Julius Randle. Now, Julius got hurt towards the end of the second quarter yesterday in game five, where he was playing defense on Carousel Vert, and he steps on his foot, and he turned his ankle again. Now he wasn't able to play in the second half, and Obi started in the second half, and Obi was huge for us. He had 12 points all in the third quarter, and especially in the beginning of the quarter, like he had a windmill dunk, and it's just like, man, dude, if Obi got more minutes, the sky's the limit for a guy like him. The sky is the limit. But man, I hope Julius is all right. I hope Julius is okay because we're gonna need him. We're gonna need him going to this next series against Miami, and I just hope he's at least 80, 90% himself. We'll see. That we will see. It's gonna be really tough though, because again, we're gonna need him to be his 25, 10, 4 that he was putting up for us all season. But yeah, and Julius was starting to get it going too. He was starting to get it going. In the first quarter, or it was a mix of the first and second. He had 6 assists, getting other guys going, along with himself, getting to the free throw line, making his free throws, which is huge for his confidence. And who knows what he was going to be able to do in the second half for us. But we prevailed without him. And yeah, again, we're going to need Julius Randle if we're going to have a chance to beat the Miami Heat. There's no question, no debate about it. But I'm hoping, I'm praying that he's good and ready to go for Sunday's game against the Heat because we're gonna need him big time. Let me give my guy RJ Barrett some credit because a lot of us out there, including myself, was doubting him. Yeah, like his abilities to like play good basketball, especially after the first couple games, which were stinkers for him. Going back into 2 years ago in the playoffs, he didn't show up along with guys like Julius Randle. And it's just, we paid this guy over $100 million, and he had a pretty solid season, about averaging about 20 a game, and all that. but there's a lot of things, a lot of flaws to his game that like just are there where very noticeable. And it's like a guy like RJ, especially after these last few games, I'm starting to believe again because I know that he could do this. He just needs to be consistent with it. His strong suits are driving to the basket. Once he starts doing that and starts being consistent and making strong drives to the basket and finishing, he's great. He's a great player. He could average, his 20 to 25. It just needs to be on an efficient basis. And so that's what he started doing come game 3 and in game 3 he was hitting his threes, which again, he's not a good three-point shooter by any means, but he was starting to hit his threes, especially in the first quarter, which helped our chances to like really set the tone for the game, and which it did. And then we ended up winning that game by 20. And he was a huge reason why. Yeah, I think he got like 25 that game. No, I think it was 19 actually. It was 19 and 8 he had. I remember. And those points, those rebounds, all that mattered. His defense was stepping up because his defense has been subpar all year. But yeah, I got to give props to my guy RJ, and he showed up in Game 4 along with Game 5. Man, I just like that was huge because a guy like Julius Randle wasn't showing up for us, and so somebody stepped up in RJ, and we needed that. And again, a guy like Emmanuel Quickly as well. He had a great game last game, 19 points. Didn't shoot that great, but he hit three threes. I think he only had like a few threes prior to that game. He had three threes in one game. So like a guy like him, he needs to get going into this next series against Miami, because he was out for six man of the year and he played great for us all year. And I got to give him props for trying to get himself going. And so yeah, man, these efforts don't go unnoticed for any of these guys. Like I said, Hardenstein was huge with especially on the glass. I'm just really proud of this team, and I'm proud of Thibodeau for being able to like actually have a really good game plan going into the series against Cleveland, because he got out coached against Atlanta 2 years ago, and now he's showing that like well we always knew he was a great coach, but coming in the playoffs, I mean, he went to one conference finals with the Bulls, but now he has to show that with the Knicks that he take this team past the first round, and he did. Obviously, we're going to try to get past the second round, go to the conference finals. And I think it's very possible because I think we match up well against the Heat. It's going to be tough. I think Josh Hart's going to have to really play the best defense of his entire career. Just like how he was doing against Donovan Mitchell. He locked him up, man. I'm going to get into Donovan in a second. And he's going to have to really just do his best against Jimmy Butler, because that's going to be tough. It's going to be really tough, but I think it's possible. And I think Mitch could hold his own against Bam. And then the others, I think we'll be all right. I think Brunson, he's just gonna dominate, especially against guys like Gabe Vincent. He has no chance against Brunson. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the series. I honestly think we could win in 6, but we'll see, man. We will see. Let me speak about Donovan Mitchell. I listen. We could have had him, right? The Knicks could have traded for him. I'm just glad the Knicks didn't pull that trigger, because look who Cleveland had to give up. They gave up most improved player, Laurie Marketing, Colin Sexton, who's okay, along with the draft picks and I think a couple other guys. It was just too much. They were asking the Knicks for RJ, Obi Toppin, quickly, and like 8 first round picks. It was insane. Now throughout the year, I was like, damn, maybe we should have done that. But now just coming after these playoffs, I'm like, glad we didn't. Now, obviously, I would still want a guy like Donovan Mitchell, because I think he would still be like the perfect piece for our team, because I think we need a guard wing type of player who is able to dominate with his scoring output. So maybe down the line, once his contract's coming to an end, and we could look into getting a guy like Donovan. But who knows? Maybe we'll get a guy like Donovan, or at least in the same ballpark for them. So we don't need a guy like Donovan, because I think coming out of these playoffs, even if we somehow lose in the second round, I think guys are going to want to come to our team, and they're going to see like the Knicks are building something, right? So like we won a series in the first round, right? That's something to build off on, and guys are going to be like, hey, I could add to that. I could bring value to your team, and we're gonna need, again, we're gonna need all the help we can if we want to be able to win a finals one day. I don't know. Maybe it could happen this year, but you never know. It's the idea that we're building something, and guys have to see that coming free agency for the free agencies in the years to come. So, but yeah, Donovan Mitchell, man. Listen, he's an all-time playoff great. What he's able to do in the playoffs every single year, it's just you can't not give him that credit. In this playoffs, he just I don't want to say he didn't show up because I have to. Well, he didn't he didn't do what he normally does. But it's also like he didn't let the game come to him a lot of the times. And I also got to give Josh Hart an immense amount of credit for playing stellar lockup defense against Donovan Mitchell, not letting him have any easy baskets. I mean, Donovan, especially in the last game, he was still able to get his shots up, and he'll make his threes here and there. But a lot of times it was tough shots he was taking. And sometimes that was just him not getting the greatest looks. And he was even missing a lot of good looks that he would get for himself. So that's on him. That again, that is actually on him. And maybe that's also just him not making the right play, which it wasn't. It was him just not making the right play, and that cost his team. Same thing goes for Darius Garland, who I will give credit, especially in game two. He did his thing for this team, but he wasn't showing up. He wasn't being as aggressive on the offensive end to help his team win. Because it comes down to those two guys. If Mitchell and Garland don't show up, the chances for them winning is just very, very unlikely because they both need to dominate in order for their team to win. And so yeah, and now we have Miami coming up. Listen, I watched last night, especially towards the end of the game. Miami, I don't know what's going on with the Bucks. I don't know what happened, but first of all, towards the end of the overtime, I don't know why they didn't call a timeout. I don't know why they didn't call a timeout. That's on the coach. I don't know what's gonna happen with him. I don't know if he's gonna get fired. A lot of people are saying that he should be fired, maybe, but it was just an entire collapse. Giannis missing like half his free throws. First of all, him missing like the first like two games definitely hurt their chances. Because who knows if he played those games, I think the Bucks probably could have. This entire series would have been entirely different. And the Bucks, who knows, maybe could have won. Because and Giannis not again just even when the games that he did play, he probably wasn't playing his full strength. Because I know he was still putting up his regular numbers for the most part, but he just wasn't there. Along with most of those guys, there was just a lot of turnovers. They were up 18 last night, and they blew that lead in the fourth quarter. And then Jimmy Butler, he did his thing, and he just dominated, took over the game, just like how he did the game prior, putting up 56 points. Again, he's a guy I'm nervous about because I know he's the head of the snake. There's no question about it. But yeah, we're just gonna have to prepare for him. And this entire team, they got good shooters in Max Strus, Duncan Robinson, who's like he hasn't had a great year, but he has his moments. Gabe Vincent's not bad. Kevin Love, Jimmy Butler, when he hits his threes, that's a problem in its own right. So we're gonna have to be prepared for that. We beat them in the regular season 3-1, but the playoffs is a different animal. But hey, man, we showed up against Cleveland because we beat them in the regular season 3-1, and we beat them in 5 games. So again, like I said, I think the Knicks could beat the Heat in 6. We just got to step it up big time. Because again, we don't know what we're gonna get from Julius Randle. We don't even know if he's gonna play. but he's gonna have to if we really want to give ourselves a really good chance to beat the Heat. And Jalen Brunson's gonna have to turn it up a notch. RJ's gonna have to keep doing what he was doing, along with every other guy on this team. Because I really believe we can make it far, man. We could get to the conference finals. And wouldn't it be crazy if the Hawks somehow beat the Boston Celtics? Take them to 7, and they're playing tonight. They could force a game 7 tonight at home. And then the Hawks would play Philadelphia. They've beaten them before. It's very much possible. And then the Knicks and Hawks conference finals. Oh man, then we get our revenge against Trae Young. But like, listen, that's just a dream right there. Obviously, but it's a very possible scenario. It is a very possible scenario, and I think we could get it done. I believe in this team. I believe in this team. But we'll see. We'll see. I don't want to get too carried away now. Our focus is now on Miami, and so we'll see what happens. We will see what happens. But yeah, I think we could get really far. But we just have to play the right way. We just got to do what we did against Cleveland and then some. And again, the bottom line is just play the right way. That's all that matters. Play hard-nosed defense. Lock in on Jimmy Butler. Mitch holds his own against Bam. And the other guys just stepping up. Our bench is going to have to show up. And we could do this. We could beat Miami. I just think also that our crowd has got to bring the same energy that, like, the way we did in games 3 and 4 against Cleveland. And if we do that, especially in games 1 and 2, we could take a good 2-0 series lead against the Miami Heat and carry over that momentum into Miami. And we'll be good. And we're a good road team. We could really beat this team in 5, if not 6 games. We just got to show up. Fans, our team, and we got this. Put our defense first, and then figure out the offense like that. If our offense is struggling, at least we're playing defense, and our defense could turn into offense. If we're doing that, nothing can stop us. But again, one game at a time. I love that we have home court advantage against them, which is great. And I'm looking forward to the series, man, and I can't wait. But yeah, I just wanted to get my thoughts out on there. I'm very happy. I'm so like, let's go, man. We we want a series in the playoffs, dude. Come on now. Come on. But yeah, let's go Knicks. And yeah, guys, I'll see you guys on the next one.